try not to babble in this one because this is kind of a multi-faceted overlap of really two events that are developing. If you've been paying attention to approval ratings and polls and holdings and so on, then you basically know Donald Trump is not hated. That basically for the last year, more and more people are realizing why he may not be their favorite person in the world. He's not Hitler. He's not the Oogie Boogie Boogie and all the things he's made out to be. He's just the Tweetinator and then the 50 bajillion other things he does. And, a little pompous and, yeah, there's plenty of reasons to dislike, especially if you don't like protectionism and so on and so forth. But the fact is, President Trump's approval ratings are steady, holding, and showing an overall growing trend. This is holding in spite of Manafort and Cohen convictions. Basically his former lawyer and his former campaign chairman. The reality is there's been a big hoopla made about we're going to get him, and the reality is people just don't care. It's tabloid journalism, and it's okay when you actually have something on the Trumpinator. Then we want to hear it. But so far, you're getting everybody around him, not actually him. So, blah, 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 is really how the vast majority of the people care about that. But, surely this is just those lost in the far-right echo chamber. It's not a thing, where are these polls coming from? Well, they're from such right-leaning sources as NBC News and the Wall Street Journal as recently as the latter half of this month, August 2018. Basically saying that between 40 and 50% of voters, the official is around 44%, approve of Trump's work, why 52% disapprove. If you're wondering why those don't sum up to 100, it's because polls never come that way. There's a spread and a gap and a margin of error. And if you actually do the roundings here, there's actually a potential that more people approve than disapprove of him at this point. Because by the time you factor in the margin of error and the fact that this was basically very left-leaning polls begrudgingly going, well, even with our slant, the data says, yeah, people are beginning to not hate Trump. This picture is incomplete for a few reasons. One, this is only asking the question, do you approve or disapprove? The problem is that disapproved likely includes moderates and independents who are left-leaning, who are like your diehard holdouts, who will never approve. But if you ask them a different question, a more relevant question when it comes to an election, do you more so approve of Trump or far-left insanity? Again, moderates and left-leaning independents, at this point, a percentage of them would say, well, I don't like either one of them, but if I had to pick between the two, I guess I don't hate Trump that much. That's very dangerous to the DNC right now, what the polls mean this close. The reality is this is the type of polls that make somebody electable, whether you like it or not. It's well, I don't have to like him to consider him the lesser of two evils. This really shows in how the headlines are covering this story. Basically, the right is presenting this as Trump's approval ratings stay level despite, the convictions. And the left is, will backing Trump's Supreme Court pick help or hurt red state Democrats? They're not hanging a lantern on the fact of, well, Trump has good approval ratings. They're just focusing more on, do we need to stop claiming Republicans are the devil if we want to win any elections? There's an increasing voice in the DNC that's beginning to get that this is a long-term losing strategy for winning elections. This is likely why, on a completely unrelated story, you would think, in another front, why Democratic leader Chuck Schumer wants to rename the Russell Senate office building after Lord Darth Vader. I'm sorry, John McCain. claiming that renaming the building will let future generations remember him. Because we all know we slayed Darth Vader so that we could always remember him. Wait. I'm sorry, John McCain. Senators on both sides of the aisle, are basically praising this idea, trying to basically turn the decline of McCain into a political opportunity. Let's be honest about what this is. This is what this is. The way the left is reporting this is McCain had an unraveling moral compass, Schumer says. That's the headline they choose to went with. The man who wants to rename a building after McCain, but we haven't lost him. He's still a Democrat. He still acknowledges that he has an unraveling moral compass. We just want to name a building after him for political opportunism. And the right is having fun with the headlines. Nancy Pelosi supports renaming Russell Senate office buildings for John McCain. And the picture in the story is priceless. It really is. Oh my God, it's Darth Vader! So, that's what's going on. Hi everyone. You made it to the end of the video. Congratulations. Almost no one does. At least that's what the analytics say here on YouTube. Since you made it this far, you might want to consider going one more click and expanding that description down there and go ahead and clicking over to Patreon and become a patron and contributor. If not, you'll also find it over in the channel page. But hey, regardless, there's this like-dislike thing, so by all means, downvote if you think I should shut up, or upvote if you'd like to hear more. And if you really feel inclined to do, at least you can do a subscribe. But hey, it's up to you.